Okay, so here I am in lovely Reno, Nevada, and man, this is going to be a very interesting trip here. So I'm meeting up with a guy. His name is Jeff, and he owns a helicopter company here that's got some Sikorsky S-55s, and he's kind of moving on to some different things. Sikorsky's getting a little bit tired for the work that he does, and we're going to go see what he's got. All right, this is pretty cool. Cruising along, check that out. There's a couple little, oh my God, there's freaking 3 of them. Let's see what we got going on here. Jeff drove by, he's got a pickup truck in front of me here. So I'm following him, and we're gonna go see what he's got. Ooh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Awesome! Check these puppies out. God, look at that rotor head and all the unreal. Oh my God! Am I freaking crazy or what? That one, I think he said maybe has a turbine in it or something. Unreal. So what's happening? Jeff, right? Good, awesome, cool. Who's this pretty lady?
This is my wife, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa, Kermit.
Hi, Kermit.
Sorry about the GoPro.
Nice to meet you.
Good, who's this little
This
character?
is Gary.
Hey, Gary, good. What's happening? What's happening? He probably smells a little bit of German Shepherd on me.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that's the piston one, right?
Yeah, so this is the one that we've been sending you photos of.
Uh-huh.
And it's a radial engine. It was flying probably, I want to say, 5 or 6 years ago.
Uh-huh.
We haven't flown it since because, well, the reason it exists is we're using it as a wheel stand for track and balancing blades. So,
so you run it? That's why the blades are off?
correct. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
see,
we would
okay.
put 2 master blades on and then trim the new blades fresh out of overhaul to the master blade. And although it's not truly a wheel stand because it still has the struts and a wheel stand is supposed to be bolted to the ground and very rigid, this did still serve the purpose, and we got a really good result out of
Awesome.
our blades.
So how exactly? I know the the little trailing pockets are like really thin.
Yes.
And you bend them with a little piece of wood or something? Or?
Yeah. So there's no trim tabs on the blade. So the 2 adjustments that you can make is with a pitch link adjustment, and then the other fine tuning adjustment. You can just tweak the pocket up or down depending on which way you want the blade to fly.
So the pitch link adjustment, I guess it'd be up here in the rotor head?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 3 things going up there?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so that'll adjust the angle of the blade.
Yeah, so what you're doing with your master blades is your master blades are already, we call it flying together. So they're already
Right. So you pick one as the.
So we have 2 master blades, and then we add in a 3rd blade. And we don't make any adjustments to the master blade. We only make an adjustment to the 3rd blade, the new blade. And then once that 3rd blade is flying together with the master blades, we then remove that blade in the box and then put another one on until we get a set of blades that are all matched to the masters.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
So, pardon my humor here, so somebody that does that, would that make them a master blader?
Sure.
Sorry about
We'll
that.
have to look at their business card.
So, I've seen different window configurations on these. Are they standard or is this just my imagination?
No, I think they're all a standard window configuration. Probably what you're remembering is the modified S-55 that Elling Helderson was a part of, and they become the S-55 QT. He included 2 sliding doors and remastered the window configuration, and we have an aircraft on the other side that is in that configuration.
QT is in quiet or just the cutie?
No, it's quiet technology.
Quiet technology.
Yeah.
Are you looking inside? So how are these normally set up for a configuration for passengers? I mean, you could put like maybe 6 or 8 in here?
As the military variant, they had trim seats that were attached to the sides.
Right.
And they fitted, I believe, 12 passengers. I think they had 3 down the side, passengers along that wall there, and then 3 passengers along across the front.
But I would think like for sightseeing or something, it looks like Kate would be.
Yeah, when they were converted as sightseers, I believe they put 9 passengers on board. They had modern seat rails, and again, it's in the other machine I can show you. Modern seat rails, the passengers sat in 3 rows. The centre hook area was a plexiglass window that you could look through.
Oh, I'll be darned.
And then they sat 2 passengers facing aft across the front.
Huh. Did they have a good view from a window point of view?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the windows, like I said, they redesigned the windows and they made the windows were actually full, so you had a nice view.
Oh my gosh.
And this door, if I want it to open, it won't, and if I don't want it to open,
it does, huh?
So bear with me on this. It all needs a little bit of oil. There you go. Open.
That is awesome.
So,
and this is a Pratt 1830?
1430.
1430.
Yeah, I think it is. 1430.
Yeah, not an 1830. Yeah. No, what am I thinking of? No, it's a T6 engine.
Yeah.
1340.
So this is a 9-cylinder Pratt. They also came out with 7-cylinder Wright engines.
I would think this one would be a little smoother.
One would assume, being an extra 2 cylinders. The unique design of the aircraft is, the transmission is designed to take forces from the engine, which are pulsating forces. A gas turbine engine is all smooth RPM. This is like 9 hammers every revolution that's transmitting up that drive shaft. So the transmissions are built incredibly strong. The gear faces on them are quite large compared to something similar horsepower in a turbine version.
So that's the all this spinning here is for cooling.
Correct. Yeah, that's.
I see. It comes in here.
Yep.
Okay, it goes down there, cools us, and it goes out.
That is also the clutch as well. They had 2 variants on the clutch. This is a centrifugal clutch. Each of these bolts here are containing little springs and flyweights, and as the engine spins, those flyweights fly out against the spring pressure and engage a clutch surface that drives the transmission.
So it's a big clutch. It's
a big clutch.
It's a giant go-kart clutch.
And then they went to a hydromechanical clutch. They were a cylindrical shaped device, and I can show you those as well. They engaged the rotor system through a hydrostatic drive, similar to a torque converter on a car, and then when it got up to a certain RPM, the pilot would decelerate the engine, get the rotor system's RPM above the engine rotor system, and then when he reintroduced the engine back, a sprag or a mechanical clutch engaged, which was a 1-to-1 lock. It was no longer a clutch, it was just a direct drive. And I don't know why they went away from this idea. I think this idea, centrifugal clutch is a fantastic idea, very low in maintenance and so on. But
so this is 600 horse?
650.
650, okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a Pratt 1340.
Yeah.
And then, so this would be for carburetor heat, or?
So the 2 shrouds that are in the back surround the engine. So when the engine's all in its operating configuration, you don't really see the cylinders. This is obviously taking in carburetors mounted down the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of weird. So the whole engine's backwards to normally an airplane. This is all
Correct,
the
yeah.
accessory section with like a generator, mags,
Yeah.
2 mags, carburetor. Interesting. This is totally new to me. I mean, totally new. So I have no clue what I'm getting myself into. I'm fascinated by this model helicopter. You know, it's far enough. And what years did these come out? This was like a Korean War.
Yeah, 52
Yeah.
to 55.
Yeah, I really don't collect any props after World War II other than some early airliners and early helicopters.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not trying to explain all of aviation history. I'm trying to use, you know, kind of what the general deal is. Huh?
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I believe Sikorsky built about 2,000 of these, and they sold the design and the drawings and everything to the English, and the English created the Wessex Whirlwind. And to look at them, if you were not a trained eye, you would swear they were the same machine.
Yeah, okay.
But the Whirlwind had a bigger engine again, and a little bit more horsepower, different component history and life, time life.
So it's just got the double tail rotor.
Yep. So there's 2 variants on the S-55. There's the straight tail, which is what this is, and then there's the droop tail. And the droop tail is these 2 airframes behind you. And what was happening? You
can see that one.
The Navy were operating these helicopters, and they found that in a really big rolling sea, when they were shutting the aircraft down, there was so much pitching and rolling. The blades were flapping down, and they were hitting the tail.
Huh.
So what they did, they created the droop tail, and it was just basically a kit that you would modify the airframe with, and it dropped it down and gave it another 10 inches or so clearance.
Didn't change the flying characteristics.
No, I don't believe so.
I mean, because all you're doing is just lowering your yaw.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, this is closer to the CG, it probably would have helped it.
Probably, yeah, maybe.
So what's the story on this one?
So this was the experimental version that created all of the STCs that took the S-55 radial to the S-55 QT, and the QT is behind you there.
So when you say QT, that's got the turbine in it?
Yeah, so this machine here.
Wow. This is the Rainbow Coalition from San Francisco?
Yep, exactly. This machine has 15 different STC modifications done to it. They removed the radial engine and put a -10 Garrett engine in. They removed the 3-blade rotor system and put a 5-blade rotor system in. They built a noise-cancelling baffle around the intake of the Garrett to quieten it down. They put 2 sliding doors on each side for passenger sightseeing. They put a S-58 clutch in, and that's the same design as the hydromechanical clutch I was describing earlier.
Huh.
And they basically just modernised the whole thing. They rewired it, reskinned, repainted, overhauled blades, the whole 9 yards, and created this upgraded version. They put a big noise-cancelling exhaust on. And the idea was to be used in the Grand Canyon. It was used for about 6 years. There was a lot of noise complaints from the older Bell helicopters, and what they ended up with this modified aircraft was the quietest helicopter in its size category, by a power of 4, like it was.
I'll be down like a fourth the decibels.
Yeah, yeah.
And you said it had like a little window down here too?
Yeah, so in here there was a plexiglass window. There was paneling in to just remove the fuel appearance. The hook crossbars were removed, so passengers could look down as they flow over the Grand Canyon, and they could look out these big windows.
Huh. And was this the paint job that they had at the Grand Canyon?
That was the Papillon colour scheme for the day. Yeah.
Unreal. So it's got a whole different nose on the front.
Yes. Yep. It's all of the components and everything, like the engine. It's all bolt on, bolt off. There's no modification made to the airframe.
Really? So you could stick the radial back on this thing.
Stick the radial back in within a few days.
I'll be darned. Huh. Somebody spent some time. Oh, they don't. It's not going to slam back.
I'll hold it.
Huh. Wow. So it's like a PT6?
It's a -10 Garrett.
Oh, okay. But probably a little bit more like 700 horsepower, 750.
This is 1,050 horsepower.
Whoa.
But they didn't modify the transmission.
So they had to derate them.
It's very derated.
Huh. Too cool. Unreal. So this was just the test. How'd you end up with all this stuff?
Well, I worked for the company for about 6 years.
And they were based out of here?
And no, we were based at Florida.
Oh yeah, Sanford. Yeah. Because like it was probably 3 years ago, I saw all those parts in the thing there, and I walked through and they said, yeah, the guy they'd be able to help you, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, the guy said they're all gone.
Yeah. We moved them from there. We brought them over here, and we started operating the aircraft. So we've been using them to set power poles for power line companies, and we actually have 2 of them in Oregon at the moment on a tree thinning contract. They lift around 2,500 pounds on the hook.
This is with a turbine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the recip too?
Still the recip as well. Yeah.
Turbine's just more reliable, and
turbine's just a more modern bit of gear. The radial engine's heavy, the turbine's light. We get more power out of the turbine,
and so you got a bigger, better load.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is there any? For a helicopter, there's no speed significant difference.
Well, the 5-blade rotor system solved the retreating blade stall problems that the 3-blade rotor system had.
Is it the same diameter blade?
Same diameter blade, yeah, just 2 extra blades added. And they increased the engine RPM, or the rotor RPM, they increased it by about 11 RPM, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's significant when you're only spinning at 210.
Yeah, but the tip speed at 11 RPM with 5 blades is...
Yeah, so the rotor RPM now on these new variants is 221 RPM, and the older version was 210 RPM. So the increase in rotor speed combined with the extra blades removed the retreating blade stall issue that they had in the mountains. At sea level, it's never really been a problem, but if you get up around 8,000 feet and beyond, you got to watch it. But on the 5-blade, you don't have to.
So this whole rotor head's just missing right now.
That's correct. Yeah. We have it inside.
And so that's all the transmission right there, the lower part?
Yeah, that's the transmission.
Interesting.
Engine drives up through a tunnel. Through that tunnel there, you can see the clutch and the outlet of the engine. And there's the rotor brake and the coupling into the transmission. And then it drives out of the transmission into the rotor system, and then it comes back along this tail rotor drive shaft to drive the tail rotor. The engine or the transmission oil cooler is driven off the tail rotor drive.
Oh, I see. Yeah, with the belt.
Yeah.
So what are the? I mean, I know you have to overhaul the engine every once in a while, but I know there's blade limits, 6,000 hours.
Yep.
Probably tail rotor. So what are the time life components of this?
So pretty much the drivetrain. So engine, clutch, drive shaft, transmission, tail rotor drive shaft, and then tail rotor gearboxes and blades.
Everything that keeps you flying.
Yeah, and everything else. Now, within those groups, there are components that need to be retired at a certain age,
right,
or hours, and then there are components that need to be overhauled. So as long as they meet specifications, right, a lot of those components can be put back into use. We are a little bit unique where we, Alderson, purchased all of the brand new spare parts from Sikorsky in the mid-90s. And that's where our storage containers exist. So when we overhaul a transmission, there is probably 90% of the parts are renewed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how much are you guys gonna fly these S-55 and the turbines and all that?
Yeah, we have two that are flying at the moment. Pretty much what we're going to do is just run the components down in time, and then we'll probably retire them. And then we've got about 5,000 hours of flying, which we could do over the next 5 years.
Good,
yeah.
Good.
So they are still a useful tool, but they are getting to an age where it's difficult to find pilots to fly them. There is still significant operating costs with an aircraft this size, and if you're not carrying the weight that a modern aircraft will carry, that can affect your bottom line and so on. But we'll still keep
Have you got an eye on something you're going to replace them with, or just?
Actually,
just get out of the business.
No, well, that would be nice, but everyone says we've got to go to Huey's. Well, see, I see the Huey as an aircraft that was fantastic in its time for its day, but it's only 10 years younger than this machine.
Yeah.
And I like the BK-117.
I'm not familiar.
Originally it was a Bolko German helicopter, Eurocopter, and now Airbus bought the type certificate quite a few years ago. And it was the BO-105 as the Bolko, and then they created the BK-117, which was a much bigger version of the 105. And then Eurocopter bought the BK and made them as still BKs for quite a while, and then they created the EC 145, which is basically a BK with a Fenestrum tail rotor. The BK-117 has a rigid rotor system, composite blades, two well-sized engines. They'll carry 8 passengers in the back, but for what we use them for, which is only tree harvesting, their footprint's low. They're a very, very reliable platform. We have 2 engines instead of 1. And quite a workhorse.
And how does with the rigid rotor system go? Besides the fact you can go and do aerodynamics.
Not only that, but we can. There's less moving parts. If there's less moving parts, it's cheaper to operate.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, breakdowns. We don't have pitch links that are. Well, we have pitch links, but we don't have a lot of the components in these fully articulated versions.
So you must have a whole ton of parts somewhere.
Yeah, I can show you the hangar. We have 4 hangars here. The majority of the parts are in these 2 hangars that the doors are open.
I'm having flashbacks to Sanford.
Yeah, really.
Because that's where all these things were the last time I saw a lot of them. Oh my God, there's some money and blades sitting there.
Yeah, this set here are all overhaul blades that we would use on our machines.
Wow, there's a story behind that.
Yeah, this is what I do in my spare time. I build machines. This is
my God,
power line clearing saw. Clearing right-of-ways down the side of power lines.
I'll be darned.
I have a tree harvester in the corner there that I built.
God, I wouldn't want to be chased by one of those.
I would joke to people and say that I built it for crowd control at large stadiums.
Yeah.
They would all look at me and think I was serious. Down to this other hanger here.
Kind of quiet today.
Yeah, the airport is quiet.
It's pretty change in planes in Salt Lake. It was pretty overcast.
Yeah, really. So each of these bins is the size of a pallet, and they stand 40 inches tall, and there's 416 of them full of brand new parts.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of these rotor heads we kept just for stars and other parts that we may need.
Do you have logs with all these?
Yeah, we have logs on all of these and stuff.
And how long do these last?
These are 2,500 hours before overhaul. But nearly all of our spares, we have all brand new parts, But it's just every now and then you get a need for an odd part that it's just quicker to go and grab. This is our tail rotor, our tail cone jig. There's some.
So what do you use the jig for? For like repairs or?
Yeah, well, I mentioned earlier when we overhaul the S-55 from the old version into the QT, we pretty much reskin and redo everything. And this is a tail cone that's been freshly overhauled, and by putting it in the jig, because it's a cylinder, if you removed all of the skins off the ribs and tried to put it all back together, it would be very, very difficult to get the alignment right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We have fuel tanks up there, and
oh my gosh,
a range of transmissions down the side here.
And this was all came from Sanford, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of the parts we've culled, like we had 90 transmissions. That takes up an enormous amount of real estate to store.
Unreal.